How's it going, everybody? I'm the BTC Reaper. My goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading, whether price is going up or down. Malicious Ethereum validators are allegedly attacking the network. Rogue Ethereum validators stole over 25 million worth of cryptocurrency from Ethereum EVM bot conducting sandwich trades. According to PeckShield Alert, the hacker used MEV bots and stored the amount in mainly 3 different addresses. I'm not going to go over the exact addresses, but they got about 13.4 million worth of wrapped Ethereum, 3 million worth of USDT, and wrapped Bitcoin that's worth about 1.8 million, as well as 1.6 million worth of DAI stablecoin. So, MEV bots. The MEV bot spots someone else's intent to buy coin and sets itself up for profit by a small appreciation that the other person's bid will likely cause. The bot jumps the line purchase in the coin at a fraction less, front-running the trade. Then, after the purchase by the mark in the middle goes through, the bot tops off the sandwich by automatically selling the token at a profit. So quite a bit going on there. Centralink Alert explains that bots are executed the sandwich trade. The Rogue Ethereum validator replaced these reverse transactions on there when they tried to close the trade. So when these bots were trying to make these sandwich trades, the validator was trying to reverse them and take the Ethereum. Above all, the hacker became a validator and got 32 ETH in 18 days by stealing the funds, and then they were able to transfer them. Also, they funded the wallet through a privacy tool, Aztec Network, hence some allege that this is a planned attack on the Ethereum network. So let me know if you think it's a planned attack down below, or if you'd want some more details on this. Tether becomes the biggest buyer of US Treasuries, says report. Grubax, the strategy advisor at the global investment firm Van Eck Association Corp., shared on Twitter that the foreign banks are selling treasuries, but stablecoin Tether issuer is the biggest buyer of the treasuries. Notably, Grubax added that if Tether was a country, it'd be among the top 30 holders of US treasuries. So that's good for the US dollar and good for USDT, as they have a US treasury backing their US stablecoin. The foreign central banks have been liquidating treasury holdings, facilitating cash from the Federal Reserve to mitigate the banking turmoil. Reportedly, the foreign holdings of treasuries securities has fallen by 76 billion in the week through March 22nd to 2.86 trillion, creating the largest weekly decline since 2014. Grubax asserted that Tether has bought the largest share of US treasuries, noting US leadership should appreciate the Tether for buying and holding US treasuries. And you can see here there's a graph of foreign countries holding US treasuries, so it's been on a decline since around the scandemic. Circle VP, UK banks actively unbanking people, not just companies, over crypto. Actions taken by UK banks to restrict customer access to crypto are not in the spirit of consumer protection, Circle's European policy lead said in an event last week. Amid concerns that crypto firms are facing difficulties accessing banking services in the UK, Tina Baker-Taylor said that individual customers are also being affected. One thing I think that is pretty clear in the UK, banks are now actively unbanking people, not just companies, Baker-Taylor said during the panel discussion at Citi Digital Asset Symposium. It's not just about refusing to give bank accounts to companies, she said, claiming that banks are unbanking individuals because of their decision to buy crypto assets that are perfectly legal. When your bank turns you off, she said, that to me feels very, very wrong, and not in the spirit of consumer protection. It feels very patriarchal. While there is no evidence of a UK bank shuttering a customer's account altogether on an account of a crypto usage, there are several recorded incidences of users facing temporary freezes on their accounts when trying to buy crypto. Banks have publicly detailed their policies, which include limits on what can be transferred and even blanket bans on transfers into crypto. In February, Alison Rose, the chief executive of one of Britain's so-called Big Four banks, NatWest Group, told politicians that the bank had taken a hard line on cryptocurrencies. We're blocking all retail and wealth consumers from transferring into crypto assets because of the volatility and stability of the platform, she said in a meeting at the Parliamentary Treasury Select Committee. Santander, a Spanish bank with the major presidents in UK last year, limited transactions to crypto exchanges to just 1,000, while Nationwide put a 5,000 limit on card payments to crypto assets last month. NatWest soon followed suit, introducing restrictions of 1,000 a day and over 5,000 over a 30-day period. So many banks are putting restrictions. Over on the daily, we're falling from our triangle still. We have somewhat of a doji candle here, as it has both pretty similar wicks. RSI's falling, stochastic's falling, money flows riding neutral, our VWAP's falling and broke bearish. So overall, you got pretty much very bearish signals, as well as a bearish divergence here that is still yet to play out. Over on the 4-hour, we came up to our point of control, tested it for our volume profile. See our volume profile video if you're not sure what this is. We came, got rejected, and started to come back down. We do have this long lower shadow candle here, which is a bullish candle. We have money flow that tested bearish and came back up, and is trying to head back upwards. VWAP is heading down, so medium term we might get some more downside. Our momentum also has a red dot, but we're setting up might set up a bit of a bullish divergence if this momentum stays higher while price is coming lower. So Stochastic's heading down and RSI are heading down. So we look pretty bearish, but that candle could end up turning bullish. Can you stop doing that? Over on the 2-hour, here's a long lower shadow candle, somewhat of a long lower shadow candle, and we're starting to get a bit of a bounce up from that. Money flow is bearish on the 2-hour, but we are trying to come back up. VWAP is heading up. Momentum is coming up, but we do have a red dot that did play out here, but it's currently not playing out as we're pumping up. Stochastic's getting a recovery and RSI is heading up. Over on the 1-hour, our Stochastic's trying to head up, RSI is trying to head up, money flow is trying to head up, so we could get a bullish cross here. We'll have to watch. VWAP's heading up and got a bullish cross. Our momentum's heading up with a green dot that could confirm. So we do have a potential for some bullish setup on the 1-hour. Okay, I'm done with this. Over on graph, we got rejected from our resistance, and we are still falling. We have a bit of a green doji here. We gained a little bit while everything's somewhat sliding. But overall, we're still pretty flat. Stochastic's heading down, RSI is pretty flat, money flow's flat in the bearish territory. Our VWAP is heading down, our momentum is heading down as well. So overall, we have pretty bearish signals for graph on the daily as everything's heading in the bearish zone downwards. Over on the 4-hour, we do have a long lower shadow candle here as well. Money flow's trying to break bullish, our VWAP's heading down, could break bearish. Our momentum's trying to head up, but we do have that red dot that's printing, so that could bring us back down. With that VWAP, that is kind of concerning. Stochastic could make a bearish cross here, and RSI is pointing down. So even though we have this bullish candle, we have a lot of bearish pressure right now. Over on the 2-hour, money flows well into the red pretty decently after coming down last night. And it's pretty flat right now. Momentum's pretty flat, starting to reject after trying to come back up and curling away. And our VWAP tried to flip-flop a bit, but is somewhat stagnant in the bearish territory right now. Stochastic does have a bullish cross that could play out and bring us higher, and our RSI is heading up, so there is some hopefulness. Over on the 1-hour, we have a green dot, but we have a bearish divergence here, so kind of conflicting signals. Money flow's trying to come up, VWAP's trying to come up, Stochastic has a bullish cross, and RSI is trying to head up, so the 1-hour is trying to get some life. Like Bitcoin, we'll probably have to watch the next couple candles to see what happens. But without some momentum here, we could start to slide even further. So for Anchor, we've come through our point of control, touched down to our value area low here, and we are bouncing off of it, so that is somewhat positive. Stochastic's heading down, RSI's heading down, momentum's curling with a red dot. Our VWAP did break bearish, and our money flow is bearish. So overall, we look pretty bearish considering we managed to hold a support for the time being. Over on the 4-hour, slight long lower shadow candle. Everything's pretty similar today so far. Momentum's heading down. VWAP's kind of flat, somewhat starting to slide under this bearish territory. Our money flow tried to come back up, but came back down into the bearish territory, but it's somewhat stagnant just below that neutral line. Stochastic's heading down, RSI's heading down, so if the momentum doesn't pick up, then it's likely we'll continue sliding here. Over on the 2-hour for Anchor, our money flow's coming down pretty consistently. RSI's heading down, Stochastic's heading down. RSI is trying to get a little bit of a curl with a green dot, so that could be somewhat hopeful if we can get above this point of control, but we could reject here and then start to test this value area low again, which if we fall out of that, we could fall from this channel again. Momentum's trying to head up, somewhat of a bullish divergence as price is pretty flat while momentum's heading up. We have a red dot here though on the momentum, so we might continue the downslide. VWAP's trying to head up, so the medium term momentum is trying to pick up, but we'll have to see what happens here. Don't really have many patterns we can show because we kind of just rounded off. Money flow's breaking pretty strongly on the 1-hour. Momentum's coming down, does have a green dot that could push us up. RSI's pointing up with a stochastic cross and a green dot that could help push us up. Our VWAP cross bullish that could help push us up, but this money flow is continuing to come out very strongly. So I'd be cautionary of that since it's carried into the 2-hour, the 4-hour, and the daily here. Over on XRP, we are kind of just rounding out just like everything else. RSI, momentum, and stochastic are continuing to round from the last few days. Money flow's peaking bearish, VWAP's heading down, so pretty much just continuing what we've been doing. Over on the 4-hour, our stochastic's heading down, RSI's heading down, momentum's heading down, and our VWAP is heading down pretty aggressively. Our money flow is somewhat stagnant though, so that is a hopeful sign. Over on the 2-hour, money flow is well in the bearish territory and heading down pretty well. VWAP is tried coming up, got rejected, and came back down. Our momentum's heading down. Stochastic's trying to make a bullish cross here. RSI is trying to point up with a green dot. So we are trying to push off here. But if we don't get the momentum to support that, then it's likely we'll roll over. Over on the 1-hour, we have a double green dot for our momentum. Trying to curl up. VWAP cross bullish. Our money flow is bearish, but it's just barely under that neutral zone. Stochastic's heading up. Our RSI is starting to kind of curl. So, well, again, we'll have to watch the next few candles, see if we start to drop from here. Over on algo, last but not least, we got rejected by our point of control a few days ago. Momentum's curling, got a red dot. Stochastic's heading down, got a slight bearish divergence. RSI's heading down, so that bearish divergence could kind of drag us lower. It somewhat played out already though. Money flow's carrying pretty strongly into the bearish territory. VWAP's heading down, so overall we're very bearish. Over on the 4-hour, money flow is in the green, so I'm shocked to see the daily sliding out like it is. Momentum's starting to kind of round off though and get a red dot, and our VWAP's about to test neutral. Our stochastic's about to make a bearish cross, and our RSI is somewhat starting to point down and could start to slide from here if that cross happens. Over on the 2-hour, we have a red X on this red candle. Our stochastic's heading down, RSI is overall heading down, trying to point up. Our momentum has a red dot that could bring us down. Money flow is very weak in the bearish zone, trying to test that neutral zone. Our VWAP broke down, but it's somewhat stagnant and trying to head back up. So we are trying to put up a little bit of a fight on the lower time frames. The stochastic's heading down, somewhat of a bullish cross here. RSI is overall sliding, somewhat starting to curl off. Money flow is trying to peak bullish, but it's not really getting much momentum, so it could start to roll over here. Our momentum does have a green dot though, and our VWAP did cross bullish. So over the next few candles again, if we get some more momentum, that would be a positive sign. We'll kind of have to watch how the next couple hours play out. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you have a wonderful night.